Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the possible weather in the United States for the autumn, or fall I should say probably, for this video of 2012. Now before I get on with the video, I just want to talk about the advertising. There'll usually be a video ad overlaying my weather videos at GadsWeatherVids.com. Please play those video ads. You'll be supporting GadsWeatherVids.com if you do that. Now I know that you do that, I know you have been doing that, and I want to talk to you directly and say thank you so much for playing those video ads, because you have been supporting GadsWeatherVids.com, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart thank you so much for that, because you really have been fantastic with your support for GadsWeatherVids, and please keep playing the video ads because you will be supporting GadsWeatherVids.com by doing that. And again, thank you so much for all of your help in and support. So I'll just get rid of my ugly face. So there we go, I've gone, and we're going to start off with the probability maps from the UK Met Office. Now probability in terms of weather forecasting is quite hard to talk about, it's quite hard to describe, so I hope you'll stick with me. I hope you won't get too bored by this. I hope you'll continue to stick it out. So what we're looking at here, first of all, this very first map we're looking at here is the probability from the UK Met Office for above normal temperatures this fall. And we can see that most of the United States is in this white area here. The white area is 20 to 40% probability through the bulk of the United States of temperatures being above normal this autumn. Now on the west coast here we've got a 0 to 20% probability, of temperatures being above normal this fall. And over on this far eastern side, right up in the northeast, the probability is 40 to 60% of temperatures being above normal. So there's a higher probability in the far northeast that temperatures will be above normal this fall, and lower probability, just 20% of temperatures being above normal on the west coast. But the bulk of the states actually has a 20 to 40% probability of temperatures being above normal this autumn. Now let's compare that with near normal probabilities, and we see that again we're in the 20 to 40% probability for the bulk of the United States of temperatures being near normal this fall. For the far northeast, the probability is nearer to 20%. You would expect that because we've got a higher probability there of temperatures being above average this fall. And for the west coast, the probability of near normal temperatures again is at 20%. But for the bulk of the states again, it's 20 to 40 near normal temperature probability. And then going on to a cooler than average autumn below normal temperature probability, we see that we've got a high chance of temperatures being below normal on this western coast, 60 to 80% probability down the west coast, and near the coast of California actually the probability is 80% actually, so a high probability of a cooler than average autumn, average fall down the west coast. Many of these central western states have a 40 to 60% probability of cooler than average temperatures this autumn. So yes, for the central west, probability is a good deal or a little bit greater. Temperatures through the fall will be below normal. Over to the east, the probability of below normal temperatures is 20 to 40%. So it's an equal chance really for these eastern states here. It's an equal chance of near normal, above normal or below normal this fall. I mean, right up in the northeast, a lower probability there of temperatures being below normal this fall. Now having a look at the precipitation, it's the same idea really. We see that most of the states here having a 20 to 40% probability of above normal precipitation this fall, although it's a bit higher down here in the southeast, 40 to 60% probability. For near normal precipitation probability, again, most of the states 20 to 40%, and for below normal probability, again, most of the states 20 to 40%. So really there's no clear signal here throughout out the model for precipitation. I've explained this to my UK viewers in the UK forecast that I've just done. The models, the long-range models, struggle more with precipitation than they do for temperature. So the signal is usually clearer for temperature, less clear for precipitation, and that's what we're seeing here. It's the same in my UK video that I've just done. The signal isn't as good for precipitation, it's stronger for temperature. Now if we move on to the Russian model, this is the long-range forecasting model from Russia, and again this is the same idea. It's working on probability. We see a bit of a change here compared to the UK Met Office probability maps. This is showing more of a probability of below normal temperatures up to the northeast actually, and these central areas having a probability of near normal temperatures, so that's probably in line. And then down in the south here across these southern states, the probability is for near normal. The orange and red colours show a higher probability of above average temperatures this autumn, this fall than below average temperatures to the northeast. The blue colours here, that's where we've got the higher probability for below normal. So that's a bit different compared to the UK Met Office. Having a look at precipitation, again the forecast is a little bit different from the UK Met Office, and again the precipitation probability is shown that we've got these blue colours here across many of these central areas of the United States. That's below normal precipitation probability through these central states. So this is going for quite a dry autumn really for many parts of America. Just down in the far south around the Gulf of Mexico, we've got the above normal probability. That's probably tropical storm related, that extends through into the Caribbean as well. That's probably tropical storm related or anything, but the bulk of America actually is forecast here to have a probability of quite a dry autumn. So that's a little bit different to the UK Met Office probability. Now that's us done with probability. I hope you've understood that. I hope I've explained it okay. It's hard to describe probability, so I hope you understood. Now this is just a general temperature forecast. This is much easier to explain. This is from the Jamstec IOD model, and what we're seeing here is a forecast for the autumn, and it's showing that in the west and the northwest we've got a forecast here for below average temperatures this fall going up towards Canada as well, Pacific Canada. But for many central and eastern parts of the states we've got these salmon pink colours. That's going for a warmer than average autumn, and that's quite a turnaround compared to last month actually. That's quite a big switch around, and I'm not entirely sure what the reason for that switch around is, but nevertheless that is the forecast for Jamstec. Quite a warm autumn here for many parts of the United States away from the west and the northwest. Precipitation forecast showing a chance of quite a wet autumn in the east, above average precipitation in many of these eastern states, although it's drier than average in the northeast. And for these central western areas where we've got that cooler area, interestingly, it's also drier as well. Now the next model I want to show you is the ECMWF model, and this is really the chart from the ECMWF model. It's nothing to see at all because I can't show you anything from ECMWF. The ECMWF, European Meteorological Agency, they don't like to share their long-range information. They don't make it public, so I can't show you anything. So moving on to the Beijing Climate Center, and what we're looking at here is the 500 millibar height anomalies from the Beijing Climate Center for September to November for the fall of 2012. And this is showing that we've got below average heights here to the eastern side of the United States, up to the northeast below average heights, above average heights here up to the northwest around the Pacific Northwest up towards Alaska as well. So this is quite a coolish and wettish chart I think here for many central and eastern parts of the state. Yes, we've got this trough, we've got below average heights. That would be quite a cool wet signal. So if we have a look at the temperatures, they do show that. They show that we've got cooler than average temperatures here forecast for many of these central and eastern parts of the United States. Not the northeast, perhaps the east coast itself, east seaboard itself, perhaps not there, but really for many of these central and eastern parts of the states the Beijing Climate Centre is forecasting a cooler than average autumn. So that's a bit of a change compared to the JAMSTEC model. They disagree. JAMSTEC and the Beijing model, they disagree here. Just where we've got this cooler area here is exactly where JAMSTEC is forecasting it to be warmer than average. And also we've got the warmer than average temperatures here from the Beijing Climate Centre up towards the northwest. You would expect that because we've got that ridge of high pressure. So that's a little bit different, actually, it has to be said. Now, going on to the precipitation forecast from the Beijing Climate Centre, and precipitation, not really much of a signal here. Some areas above average precipitation, some areas below average precipitation. No real strong signal here anywhere in the States for precipitation. So, again, that just goes to tell you that precipitation is always less clear in a long-range model than temperature, or very often precipitation will be precipitation won't be as strong as the temperature signal. Finally, we're going to have a look at the CFS model, and you know about CFS. It's your own long-range forecasting model in the United States, and this is CFS version 2. And it's what you get with CFS, a vast area here of the United States for 700 millibar heights, colour white. So white is average. Is it average? Is it saying that the whole of the United States, that whole of America, North and South America is average, or is it just not really picking up on a signal? I would tend to favour the latter, I must say. I don't really rate the CFS model that strongly, I'm afraid. Finally, I just want to leave you with a little sneak peek at the winter, and this is the JAMSTEC forecast for winter, December to February, and this is showing a cold winter here across much of the United States. Yes, the east and central parts of the states forecast to have a cold winter, warmer up to the northwest, and that's the switch around on the temperature forecast for the autumn. It turns around in the winter, and it's going for cold weather in the east and a warmer than average winter up to the northwest. And also notice it's cold across much of Asia as well. Certainly China, Japan forecast to be cold. Not so much for Europe. The signal isn't as strong for Europe, although these western parts look quite chilly. But this is certainly going for quite cold, a very cold winter here across the bulk of Asia and in the eastern side of the United States as well. So the population centres certainly looking quite cold there. And notice up in the Arctic it's actually quite warm, so I think this is suggesting that we push the cold air down again into the mid-latitudes through the course of the winter. Now, that's a long way off. I'll be looking at that in more detail next month. But for autumn, I just want to go back to the autumn forecast, and the signal isn't particularly strong for the autumn, but I think we're going to go with the Beijing model probably, and suggest that the east and northeast tends to be cooler, the west and northwest tends to be warmer, and that probably gets stronger as we go on through the autumn, through the fall, and the reason is the El Nino. I think that tends to favour warmer in the northwest and cooler in the east as we go on through autumn and through towards winter. But it's not a strong signal. There's a lot of disagreement there amongst the models. So this isn't a forecast that's issued with a great deal of confidence. Anyway, come back next month. We'll start looking in detail at winter 2012-2013. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.